Right now, breaking news late this afternoon as a homegrown familiar face is set to take over the Madison School District. Also, Gary's final week leading our weather team, and he has a wild up and down week in his first warn forecast. He'll have the latest details. And we are following up on a death at the Dane County Jail from late last week. Thoughts from Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett as to what happened. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. We begin with breaking news at this hour. The Madison School District has named its next superintendent. It is a homecoming for him as well. The school board selecting Dr. Joe Gothard, former principal and graduate of the district. Armand Rahman live from the district administration building. He joins us now with more. Armand?
Eric, Dr. Joe Gothard's selection comes after a nearly year-long search by the district and outside Alma Advisory Group. Now, all that's left is for the school board to approve his contract tonight. Now, Dr. Gothard is no stranger to the Madison education scene. He went to elementary, middle, and high school in the district and graduated from Edgewood College with a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate in education. He was a principal at both Akira Toki Middle School and La Follette High School. He's currently the superintendent of St. Paul Public Schools in Minnesota, where he was just named State Superintendent of the Year and was also just named the School Superintendent Association's National Superintendent of the Year. Now, tonight at 5:30, in just a few minutes, the school board will have a special meeting to approve his hiring and his contract. I'll have more on that later on tonight at 10. For now, live in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. Next tonight, a live look at our sky cam of the Capitol on an unseasonably warm start to the work week, feeling more like maybe even May than it does February. But with these temperatures comes a bit of a price. An alert day in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon, also tomorrow night. And we have team coverage tonight. Catherine Merck live in Fitchburg with more information on how one golf course has already been able to open up as early as February. But before we go to her, let's go to the weather patio with a look at what these warm temperatures could bring in our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio.
Yeah, I'm winding up a 33-plus year career this week, and this is one of the wildest weeks of weather I can ever remember in my entire career. Let's start out by taking a look at an alert day that we have in the forecast for late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. There's a severe weather threat. Right now, it's a pretty low threat, but any thunderstorm that develops could bring high winds and hail. It'll be in a narrow window of opportunity late tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow evening. Then a cold front comes through, and we have another alert day for tomorrow night. This is for temperatures that will drop by about 50 degrees from tomorrow afternoon to early Wednesday morning. That could cause any wet roads to become icy very quickly, and we could see perhaps up to an inch of snow accumulation on top of that. So again, it could get very icy around here by early on Wednesday morning. Doppler track shows some light snow in the northern part of the Midwest while we've been seeing record temperatures here. Tomorrow's severe weather outlook, though, you can see we're kind of on the northern fringes of the severe weather threat. The higher threat is to our south and east. Visible cloud track, lots of sunshine today, and that allowed temperatures to really warm up. In fact, as we take a look at low temperatures this morning, we dropped to the mid-20s, 25 here in Madison. Look where our high temperature has been so far. Unofficially 66. That broke the record high for today by 5 degrees. Janesville was in the 70s. They're still in the 70s right now. And 70s are found over parts of southwestern Wisconsin. Janesville at 70, 72 in Boscoville, 72 in Prairie du Chien. Here in Dane County, 69 degrees, 69 in Cross Plains, 67 in Middleton, and 66 in McFarland. Look for temperatures to only drop into the lower 50s by late evening. But again, after another record warm day tomorrow, we'll see a big change tomorrow night. I'll have more on the timing of that in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. And the warm weather has been a topic of conversation really all winter long now. And now it has allowed one Fitchburg golf course to open much earlier than normal. Catherine Merck joins us live on the green tonight, even though it's not really par for the course here, Catherine.
That's right, Eric. It's absolutely beautiful out right now. And so we're seeing a lot of people come out to play that normally wouldn't this time of year. Some of them even wearing shorts. And I'm here at Springs Golf and Disc Course, where the current operator tells me typically the greens, he mows them in mid-March to get ready for more golfers, even though they're open actually year-round. But with nonstop calls for people trying to get a spot right now with all of this weather, this is the first time he's been having them mow in February. The operator says it still isn't ideal conditions, but people can still get their dose of iron right now.
I'm a little hesitant. You know, it's early, ground's still a little soft. It's best to hold off as long as you can.
The operator of Nine Springs Golf and Disc Course tells us that it's too early to tell how this green course will look, as we could absolutely still get snow before the end of the season. And you can see behind me, it's not as green and luscious as you would normally expect a golf course to be. He tells me that he's looking at holistically the rest of the year and says that he's going to take a look and see how the temperature fares out in the next couple of weeks and then make more decisions on how to take care of the lawn that's here. Reporting live in Fitchburg, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
All right, Catherine, and stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app, hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar for when the snow does return, and you know it will. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. Well, we learned on Friday an inmate at the Dane County Jail died after being found unresponsive in a cell there. News 3 Now's Kyle Pozorski spoke with the sheriff's office today to gather as much information as we can while the investigation continues.
Friday's death here at the Public Safety Building is something that Sheriff Calvin Barrett says doesn't happen too often, which is why he tells me he is heartbroken by the loss. The identity of the inmate is being withheld at this time as an investigation is carried out. According to the sheriff's office, the inmate was found unresponsive in their cell at around 10:35 Friday morning.
Deputies immediately started life-saving measures along with our medical staff.
Barrett tells me while first responders began life-saving measures, those efforts were ultimately unsuccessful, with the inmate later passing away. The death is something Barrett says his office is taking very seriously.
We want to first offer our deepest thoughts and prayers and condolences to the family of the individual that lost their life on Friday. It is not something that happens common, and that's due to the great work of our professional staff and our sworn deputies working in the jail 365 days a year and 24/7.
The sheriff further went on to tell me that, as is routine in these types of situations, the investigation is being handed off to an outside agency, and that is the Madison Police Department, making sure there is no conflict of interest. Any further information is expected to come from Madison Police. Moving forward in downtown Madison, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
And next tonight at 5, Madison police have arrested a man in connection with a shots fired incident on the city's east side this month. Police arrested 24-year-old Antoine Williams in Milwaukee Friday. He is connected to the February 18th shots fired incident in the 600 block of Vera Court on Madison's Near East Side. He allegedly had a gun in his possession at the time of his arrest. Online court records show he is charged in Milwaukee County with possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. Operation Fresh Start has named its deputy director as the nonprofit's new executive director. Brian McMahon will oversee the program's 9 programs. He's worked alongside young adults in the Madison community since joining Operation Fresh Start back in 1998 as a construction supervisor. He's been deputy director since 2011. OFS works to empower young adults 16 to 24 with education, mentorship, and employment training. McMahon officially takes over on March 18th. Well, it is new political territory here in Wisconsin after Governor Evers signed new legislative maps into law last week. Our political reporter Will Keneally is diving into the impact of those new maps for us and joins us with more. Will?
Well, Eric, these maps really open things up for Democrats in the state legislature. They had previously written off making any gains in either chamber, but now they're within striking distance of getting possible majorities. And so we wanted to ask, how would they get there and what would they do if they got a majority?
If you've voted in a governor's race in the last few years, you probably saw the importance of expanding Medicaid and protecting people with pre-existing conditions. The proposals to allow legal marijuana in the state of Wisconsin, to decriminalize marijuana.
Now, Democrats will likely be looking at a couple of open and toss-up seats in the state legislature. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll dive deeper into one of those in our viewing area, an assembly district up in Lodi.
All right, Will, thank you. Look forward to it. On Capitol Hill today, 2 conservative-led states took to social media arguments, taking those on in front of the highest court in the land. At issue here, how the First Amendment applies to those social media sites. Today, the Supreme Court heard arguments in 2 cases from Florida and Texas saying states should have a say in the matter. The Republican-led states passed their laws after Facebook and X, which was Twitter at the time, banned former President Trump following the January 6th attack on the Capitol, concerned that his posts would incite more violence. Several justices have commented on how broad the laws are.
I might have heard the justices trying to find a way to kick this back to Florida, back to Texas, and have a more developed record before they make a big First Amendment ruling.
Now, social media sites argue they're more like newspapers and should be able to make editorial judgments. The states say these platforms are more like telephone companies and cannot kick people off. A decision on the matter is expected by June. Nikki Haley says it's too soon to call the race for the Republican presidential nomination over, but time may be running out for her to make it a competitive race. Meanwhile, President Biden and Donald Trump are now looking ahead to a rematch in November. Nicole Skanga has more details from Washington, D.C.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says she's not giving up on her pursuit of the Republican presidential nomination.
You look at all the early states, and Donald Trump, as technically the Republican incumbent, did not win 40% of the vote.
Haley is campaigning in Michigan Monday ahead of Tuesday's primary. She's also scheduled a 10-day nationwide tour holding more than 20 campaign rallies and fundraisers.
If Donald Trump is the candidate, Republicans will once again lose the election. We'll lose the swing states, we'll lose the House, we'll lose the Senate, and we won't take anything with us.
Political experts say it's hard to envision a path forward for Haley to win the GOP nomination. Former President Donald Trump has already won a majority of the delegates up for grabs so far, and he's leading in states that will soon be voting. He says he's already looking toward November for a rematch with President Biden.
I just wish we could do it quicker. 9 months is a long time.
Both Biden and Trump are looking to tackle one of the campaign's most pressing issues this week. President Biden is heading to the southern border town of Brownsville, Texas on Thursday, the same day Trump will be in Eagle Pass, Texas.
You see millions and millions of people coming across the border illegally. We don't know where they come from.
A Monmouth University poll out Monday shows a majority of Americans surveyed say illegal immigration is a very serious problem. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington, D.C.
And 41% of Democrats surveyed by Monmouth agree that illegal immigration is a, quote, very serious problem. That's up from 26% from 2019. Well, new tonight at 5, a trial date has been set in the manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin for his role in the deadly 2021 Rust film set shooting. Jury selection will start July 9th in New Mexico. The trial is expected to last 8 days. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was struck by a live round fired from a prop gun that Baldwin was holding. He's charged with involuntary manslaughter. It comes after the manslaughter trial against Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed continues into its third day. So to come, Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us. A complete look at your forecast, some wild ups and downs coming our way, and an update on the theft of $500,000 in luxury vehicles in Milwaukee and the teen suspects believed to be involved. And red numbers to begin the week on Wall Street. The Dow Jones falling 62. NASDAQ loses 20.5. S&P 500 down 19. We'll be right back.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain? Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
What if antibodies from sharks cured cancer? What if breast cancer was prevented with a vaccine? What if new science became clinical trials in real time? At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we search the depths of the ocean, the edges of space, turning possibilities into life-saving solutions and what-ifs into remarkable realities. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
For the second year in a row, Chevy Equinox has been ranked by J.D. Power #1 in new vehicle quality for compact SUVs. In other words, it's really good, right from the start. Chevy Equinox.
Do that again.
Connected by OnStar.
Qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
Record warm temperatures tomorrow may bring a severe thunderstorm in the late afternoon and a big drop in temperatures and snow at night. All the details at 6.
Then, decades after Janesville's General Motors plant closed, find out what will happen to that site. Tonight on News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
South Central, Wisconsin, where people unite for a brighter future and businesses thrive. News 3 Now embraces that spirit. We celebrate the good and we fix the bad. No settling, no backing down. That's our commitment to you. News 3 Now, moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
Welcome back. Newly released video shows the $500,000 luxury car theft that happened last week near Milwaukee. Police say a group of teenagers stole 9 luxury vehicles from a Land Rover dealership before leading them on a wild chase. Megan Lee reports.
Just after 6 Sunday morning, these 9 masked individuals entered the showroom of a Land Rover dealership in Waukesha. The suspected teenagers arrived at the business on Moreland Road in a stolen silver Chrysler minivan. After gaining entry through a service garage door, the criminal complaint says one of the offenders was able to pry open a lockbox to access multiple sets of keys. This video shows how the individuals were able to smash into the garage door, causing extensive damage. Investigators say 2 vehicles got out of the dealership through the shattered door. Then security cameras captured this convoy of 9 stolen vehicles leaving the dealership lot. Police say the suspects led them on a 30-minute, 115-mile-per-hour chase on I-94 toward the Illinois border. This dash cam video shows the chase coming to an end in Pleasant Prairie.
Crash.
17-year-old Calvin Valentine of Chicago was taken into custody by West Dallas police. He faces multiple charges, including burglary, receiving stolen property over $10,000, and criminal damage to property. According to the complaint, he told investigators he was just doing kid stuff. Police are confident they will find the 8 other individuals who were with Valentine. At last check, 6 of the 9 vehicles were recovered.
While the 17-year-old Valentine is in custody, police are still searching for 8 additional suspects. Fortunately, no one was hurt in that incident. Alert Days, wild temperature swings in your forecast. Gary has more. Heck of a final week for you here, Gary.
Yeah, no kidding. Mother Nature just wants to throw it all at me, but this is what we're facing over the next 36 hours. First of all, severe weather threat late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. First weather alert day. We've had that in there for the last few days. The severe weather threat looks a little bit less than it did at this time last week. There's a narrow window of opportunity. Late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, high winds and hail will be the main threats because the moisture is lacking. The severe weather threat will be higher farther to the south where there is more moisture. In fact, the first round of moisture is swept to the north in the form of snow showers across parts of upper Michigan. To the south and east, not much going on here, but the Storm Prediction Center does have at least a level 1 or marginal risk of severe thunderstorms tonight that could produce hail as more moisture starts to work its way northward. Tomorrow, we're on the northern edge of the severe weather threat, a marginal or level 1 risk here, but a level 2 or slight risk to our south across northern Illinois. Main threat is going to be hail. This hatched area here indicates the potential for hail 2 inches or larger in diameter, or about the size of a golf ball. Wind threat also there, but again, highest farther to the south. Tornado threat highest to the south, not 0, but the higher tornado threat would probably be across northern Indiana. But then we have a first warn weather alert day in for tomorrow night. Not for severe weather, but because we're going to see our temperatures drop by about 50 degrees from tomorrow afternoon to early on Wednesday morning. That means any wet roads can become icy very quickly, and on top of that, we could see up to an inch of snow. Now, that doesn't sound like very much, but of course, with ice underneath, that could make things very slippery late tomorrow night. So here's what we're looking at. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures mid-60s. This would break a record in Madison by 8 degrees for tomorrow. That shows you how unusually warm it'll be. But notice the cold front. This is the wind shift from the south to the northwest. So that pretty much puts an end to the severe weather threat, but temperatures are still pretty mild, even immediately behind the front. But notice as we get toward 9 p.m., temperatures drop into the mid-40s here. They're already around freezing near the Mississippi River where snow starts to develop. By midnight, we're looking at snow here in Madison. Now, temperatures will still be in the middle 30s, but eventually they'll drop very quickly down into the middle 20s by 3 a.m. And by early on Wednesday morning, we're in the middle teens. So that is a 50-degree temperature drop, and that could lead to those icy road surfaces. We're going to see over the next 6 days. Tomorrow's high temperature of 66 is more like that of May 7th. The high temperature of 27 on Wednesday is more like that of January 7th. The high temperature on Thursday, 44, more like that of a couple weeks from now. Friday's high of 52, more like that of early April. Saturday's high of 62, more like that of late April. And then we're back into mid-April temperatures with a high of 68 expected on Sunday of next week. Planning your night, look for partly cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures very mild. They start out in the lower 50s. They drop to around 50 by midnight, middle 40s by early tomorrow morning, and overnight low temperatures drop into the lower 40s. That's still 4 degrees above the record warm low temperature. Here in Dane County, 42 for the low in Verona, 42 in Windsor, and 42 in Roxbury. Rest of southern Wisconsin, 49 Janesville, 38 in Lone Rock, and 37 for the low in Camp Douglas. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon, unseasonably mild, maybe a late day shower or thunderstorm chance with a high of 66. And then the snow tomorrow night, generally around an inch or less, maybe an inch or two up in the northern parts of our viewing area, but that's going to be enough to make roads slick. And that high of 27 on Wednesday is a huge drop from Tuesday, but just as quickly those temperatures ramp back up. We'll probably see some thunderstorms by Monday. Highs could be flirting with records these 3 days, and then still above normal temperatures through the end of next week. As we check out first warn traffic right now, things looking pretty good on the area roads. Well, they were at least a little while ago. A couple of accidents have just popped up. Looks like one around John Nolan Drive, another around Stoughton Road. Not seeing any delays yet on the Beltline, but if you look at travel times, they're 15 minutes either direction on the Beltline. With those accidents, those numbers will probably go up from here. 18 minutes inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown. Same trip outbound is 17 minutes. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City, 17 minutes. And I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville is 26 minutes. That's your news for now, first warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Your time running out to vote for this year's Best of Madison. You can nominate a person or place from a variety of categories, including food, the arts and entertainment, fitness, much more. Best of Madison poll will qualify vote getters residing throughout Dane County and other counties as well, including Rock, Columbia, Dodge, and others. You can nominate once a day in each category until Thursday. Find more details on how to cast your vote at channel3000.com. And just ahead, in time for baseball season, rebuilding a legendary stadium paying tribute to Negro League Baseball for Black History Month. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% off everything is happening now. Don't miss out. Complete your laundry room. Save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream deck and get 11% off Ultra Deck composite decking. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% off everything is happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
News 3 Now and Vortex present The Spirit of Service, a tribute to those who've gone above and beyond in our community. Over the past few weeks, you've nominated a veteran in our community who's making a real difference. Now it's time for you to vote for the finalists. Visit channel3000.com, read their stories, and vote for the deserving finalist. The lucky winner will be announced on March 11th. The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
Watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
As we honor Black History Month, the new museum is getting ready to open in a place where baseball history was made by pioneering black players. Bradley Blackburn takes us there.
In Paterson, New Jersey, next to the Great Falls of the Passaic River, historic Hinchliffe Stadium is ready for roaring crowds once again.
We brought the stadium back. Now it's time to tell the story.
This Depression-era field was once home to teams in the Negro Leagues, back when baseball was segregated and some of the best players in the game, like Paterson's own Larry Doby, were excluded from white teams.
You could come here and just see stars, you know, Monty Irvin, Ray Dandridge, Larry Doby, just stars.
They all played on this field. 20 Hall of Famers played at Hinchliffe Stadium.
Hinchliffe is one of the few Negro Leagues ballparks still standing, but it fell into disrepair in the 90s. After a multi-million-dollar restoration, the field is again hosting games. A minor league team is based here, and a new museum is now under construction, connected to the stands.
Negro League baseball is a very important part of history. It's a discussion around Jim Crow, segregation, but also about athletes and society and black people persevering.
Montclair State University is helping curate and develop the Charles J. Muth Museum of Hinchliffe Stadium.
This was a critical part in the civil rights movement.
University President Jonathan Coppell says it's a story everyone should know, including those coming to see a game.
We want it to be an active, engaged learning environment where young people and community members are coming in and learning the history of this stadium and what it means to Paterson.
A new home base for history on the field where it happened. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Paterson, New Jersey.
The new Hinchliffe Museum will open in April. A museum dedicated to the Negro Leagues is also open in Kansas City. And we're back with a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
The Big Share is Tuesday, March 5th. This online day of giving hosted by Community Shares of Wisconsin is an easy way for you to support nearly 70 local nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Donate now through March 5th at thebigshare.org.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together, we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Wisco Home Goods welcomes you to fall in love this Valentine's Day. Find the perfect gift for your spouse, gal pals, or amazing mothers. Give the gift of handsomely scented soy candles, locally crafted and made with pride.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks, Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, our in-depth look at America's fentanyl crisis. We see how the DEA is cracking down on pill presses that can turn out thousands of deadly drugs by the hour. We've got that and more headlines tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
I'm Jalen Banks, and coming up tonight at 6 on this week's Time for Kids story, I'll be bringing you the health benefits laughter has for your heart.
I'm Maddie Heimsch. Coming up tonight at 6, how the city of Janesville plans to redevelop the site of the former GM plant.
I look forward to those stories. Gary's back. Just a few more of these, Gary. Just a few more days.
This is one of the wildest
It's
temperature
crazy.
swings I've ever seen in my 33 years here. Here's a live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. Lots of sunshine out there. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam getting set for another great sunset. Look at these temperatures. Right now, 65 in Madison. These temperatures are at record levels right now by several degrees. Janesville, Platteville, or Boscobel above 70 here in Dane County, 67 right now. In Stoughton, 66 in Deerfield, 66 in Middleton. Temperatures only dropping to the lower 50s by late evening, but by tomorrow night, we're down in the middle teens. Go figure.
Wild changes coming. Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.